So, you have a big interview coming up and you want to create the best impression possible, or you just want to utilize the lockdown time to improve your soft skills but don't know how? Well, I have got you covered. Today I'll be sharing some interview tips with y'all that I have personally used during my interviews, and they have helped me a great deal, and I promise that this will definitely help you in casting that good impression on that potential recruiter. I don't mean to boast, but I do have a personal track record of clearing most of my interviews, and having experienced several interviews, I think that those tips will be really useful for all of you in your interviews. I also have a bonus tip at the end of the video, so stay tuned till the end. Without further ado, let's begin the video.
Of every melody, they all sound the same.
My first point is professional appeal. Remember, everything that you do has to be professional in nature. You need to proofread your resume before you upload it on any website or on LinkedIn. There cannot be any grammatical errors or typos in your resume, because it represents your entire body of work in one page. Your resume is the first impression that a recruiter has about you. So take your time on working on this. And yes, you need to keep updating it as and when you learn some new skills. No casual language is allowed in the cover letters or the mails that you send to companies. That's a strict no-no. You need to sound polite and formal in all of your interactions with your potential recruiter, be it physically or virtually. Arrive 15 minutes before the interview starts. This casts a very good impression of the person, that this person is so well organized and punctual, that they have planned the interview well in advance and they are here 15 minutes before the interview starts. You should be dressed in formal clothing which should be well ironed. This gives a professional appeal to your overall look. It shows that you mean business and you've come very well prepared for this interview, and that you are serious about getting this job. Also, one small thing, carry a nice file or folder with you where you can put your resume. These externalities might seem superficial to some, but I believe that a recruiter in that short span of time notices everything about the candidate from head to toe. So it's better that we don't leave any rock unturned. My second most important point is body language. Your body language actually gives out a lot of information about you unintentionally. So the recruiters actually use your body language as one of the parameters to judge you. Even a simple, firm handshake can convey so much of information about your personality and behavior to the recruiter. In order for your posture to be proper, your back needs to be straight. You need to make direct eye contact with the recruiter. You need to speak in a very clear and firm tone. As I said, no casual language allowed. Even if you feel a little nervous inside, it's okay. You can always camouflage that with a nice, pleasant smile. The moment you enter the room, the way you behave, it should immediately draw a certain sense of command. And you should start with a firm handshake, and the moment the recruiter asks you, tell me a little bit about yourself, you shouldn't go blank. You should have your introduction well prepared and ready, starting from your qualifications to your current work experience. And if you don't have any work experience, you can draw on certain experiences of life from which you learnt a lot. Whether you are a fresher or an experienced person, they'll actually hire you for the kind of person that you are. If the recruiter sees that there is a potential in you, they will definitely hire you. So don't jump into the stream of self-doubt. Now the third point is dressing. I cannot emphasize enough on this point, because the first thing based on which someone will judge you, be it an interview or in real life, is the way you dress. Unfortunately, our society is as such that they judge a book by its cover. How well put together you are, where you dress, how you wear your makeup, that makes a lot of difference. I know it's a really shallow school of thought, but that is how it is. So it's very important that you dress your best on the day of your interview. I have always noticed this thing in myself, that whenever I dress well, I feel much more confident and much more happier that day. The way you dress actually makes a difference on your confidence level. You need to be dressed in formal clothing, which is neatly ironed, and you need to have a little minimum makeup. You need to groom your hair and make sure that it looks neat and put together. These small things actually go a long way. See, this fulfills a dual purpose. One, you cast a good impression because you're dressed well, and because you're dressed well, you feel more confident, therefore you do much better in your interview. My fourth point is preparedness. Now this step forms the crux of your interview preparation process. You need to be well prepared before your interview. You need to have your introductions ready. You need to have a list of most likely questions that will be asked to you and the answers for the same. There's no point in being well dressed for an interview but not being prepared for it. All your efforts will go to vain in that case. So after you prepare a list of likely questions, stand in front of the mirror and practice talking to the interviewer. Look at yourself properly. Check your body language, check your posture, check the way you're speaking. Take notice of every little thing about you. This way, if you're going wrong anywhere, you can immediately correct yourself and be prepared for the D-Day. Also revise all the technical questions related to your subject. This will help you enhance your confidence on the day of the interview. Now, as promised, I have a bonus tip for all of you. Call up your friend and ask him or her to take a mock interview of you. Try to make it seem as realistic as possible so that you know what it feels like to be put on the spot and what answers would you give at that situation. This way you will be able to judge if you're actually well prepared for the interview or not. And yes, don't make the mistake of cancelling an interview after you schedule it, because the recruiter is trying urgently to close the position as soon as possible. So the first best candidate that comes in front of them, they will recruit them. Therefore, you will lose a golden opportunity to get that particular job. So you want to seize every opportunity that comes your way. So this was my 2 cents on how to prepare for an interview. I hope you all took back something of value from this video. All the very best for your interview if you're going to give any, or all the best in advance for whenever you plan to give an interview. That's all for today, folks. See you all in the next video. Bye.